Pete Gati, BMSN. We pulled into Oman. Now, the officers went ashore and they had a dinner honor with a sheik. Okay. Well, the next morning, up pulls a truck with a bull. So the chief boat says, oh, Gati, he says, start rigging. We're going to take the bull on board. It's a present. I says, what? What are we going to do with a bull? He says, we're going to put the bull on the ship, and tomorrow we're going out to sea and butcher it. I said, okay, and they're not supposed to know. I said, okay. Now, we rig up to take the bull. Now, I'm from New York. What do I know about cows? In between the ship and the pier, drop the bull in the water. What a fiasco that was. Now we had to get the bull out of the water and bring it on the ship. So we get the bull, somehow we get a cargo net under him, and we lifted him up, put him on deck. They take some rope, tie it off rope, and kept the bull in it was a Brahma bull. And very prized type of bull from what I understand. Okay, the next morning the chief says, get your crew up there and clean that mess. He says, clean that. He says, we just painted that quarterdeck area. That's where we tied him up by the quarterdeck area. So we go out to sea, and I want to know part of this. I'm not a butcher. A couple of the guys were farmers. You know, their family had farms. They butchered the cow, a bull, whatever you want to call it. We come back, and on the way back, they eating steaks. The officers had the prime rib. We got the steaks, the rest of the crew, and they would. But guess what? I never knew you're not supposed to eat meat that day. You're supposed to let it age. And the steak didn't taste that good to me. But we ate it. I really made a mistake. I took a lot of pictures. I developed them. And when I was getting out of Navy, I shipped my sea bag home through Trailways, and it got lost. All the pictures I had from the Suez. Well, when you're in the Suez Canal, you go through the Suez, and in the middle is called the Bitter Lake. We would anchor, and the ships coming the other way will go through, and then you go out. And I'm trying to think, was it 8 hours, 9 hours? I know it was long, because we kept sea detail for the whole time, except for when we were in the Bitter Lake, we anchored out. And desert on both sides. Then there was a Phantom over there in Yemen. So we loaded up on tents. There's pictures in there about that. We loaded up with tents to bring it to Yemen. So when we get to Yemen, we tied up. There was a Russian freighter in front of us. We tied up, and they would walk on the pier, measure us. All you had to do, look at Jane's fighting ships. There's more information than what they could get. But get back to the story. We were in Yemen, and we're offloading tents. So I started talking to this one Arab, and he says to me, oh, he says, this ain't like Brooklyn. I said, what do you know about Brooklyn? He says, I worked on the Transit Authority. He told me he retired from the Transit Authority. His family had a business in Yemen, and that's the way he went. He went back to the homeland. I said, oh, okay. So that day, we had garbage on our stern in garbage cans. And boat comes over to me, first class says, listen, they're coming down to take them garbage cans. Go with them. They're going to go out and dump the cans. Okay. Up pulls a big army truck, Yemenis army. Out comes 2 or 3 guys from the back of the truck, and they started putting the garbage cans on the back of the truck. So they hoisted me up and put me on there, and I'm riding with these guys into the desert. So I'm looking at him. He has an AK-47. So I says, "Hey, how much?" "Oh, no. I says, "How much? I'll buy it." No, can't." And he had a knife in his stomach, a curved knife. He wouldn't sell me that either. I wanted to buy it. But they dumped the garbage in the middle of the desert, not even a garbage dump, just dumped it. And when we come back to the ship, I couldn't buy the rifle, and I couldn't buy the gun or the knife off him. That was the Yemenis army. And in Oman, we pulled into Oman. Now Oman, now you got to realize at this time the British basically ran the Red Sea. They had troops in Aden, Oman. So down to the ship comes British RAF and the Trucial Oman Scouts. Oh, these were some real fighters. They come down to the ship, and we had a barbecue. The next day, we were invited to a secret air base that the British had in the middle of the desert. They come down with army trucks. We jumped on the back, and we went into the middle of the desert to a British air base, and we went to their enlisted men's club. I don't like warm beer. They drink warm beer. And when they had hors d'oeuvres, oh my God, it ain't like eating that I know of. So we were there for about 3 or 4 hours having a good time. And it was interesting though. These guys would sign up, they told me, for 6, 7, 8 years. I said, "What?" They said, "Yeah, we signed up for a long time." I never knew the British had bases like that, but they did. I liked Aden. Aden was where the USS Cole got bombed. Aden was, we used to go to Aden all the time. Beirut, I love Beirut. Beirut, we went alongside the pier in Beirut, and they had a park in the middle of Beirut. One side was Arab, the other side was Christian. Guess what? I got drinking on both sides. So we had a good time in Beirut. I liked Beirut.